Hawthorn had one of the wildest off-seasons we have probably ever seen, in a good while at the very least. And with that being said, their best 23 for 2026 is going to look different to what you expected when you came into 2026, but still very, very exciting. There's still a lot to look forward to if you're a Hawthorn fan. And let's get started with probably the least exciting one out of all in the sense of changes, the backline.
Yeah, again,
There's not too much happening.
This is like the 5th straight video where the backline has not changed.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it makes sense because oftentimes backlines are hard to crack unless there's a major change. But the sense of Hawthorn is that this has been like their agreed upon and very like well established backline ever since like Barras basically came into the side.
Yeah, so last year.
Yeah, last year, exactly. Barras has been the only one to crack it, is what I'm trying to say.
And Josh Battle.
Oh, well, there goes all of my points. Thanks, mate. Appreciate you exposing me like that. But that being said, the back 6 is Blake Hardwick, Tom Barras, James Sicily, Carl Amon, Josh Battle, Jarman, Impey.
He who shall not be named.
No, I'm naming him.
Get it right.
His name is All-Australian Josh Battle.
I will leave.
Get it right.
I will leave.
Either way, their backline.
Actually changing it to Jack Scrimshaw right now.
Jack Scrimshaw, the GOAT. Either way, this backline is still very strong with plenty of depth pieces behind it.
Functions very well. We saw it last year. They were, I think, 2nd overall defensively.
Yeah, the only like shaky part I remember from previous years was James Sicily.
Yes.
But even then, like he's still...
They've had a year now to mesh and everything.
Exactly right.
So everything appears all good for them defensively. It's everything in front of the ball.
Yeah,
really,
and that's where all the changes come from.
And in the midfield.
Yeah.
So on the wings, again, not much change. Josh Ward and Massimo D'Ambrosio.
Still very high on Massimo. I'm still very high on Massimo.
Yeah, had some tough times last year. Got moved to halfback at times as well. The sort of trio of Amon, D'Ambrosio and Impey can all sort of rotate together, and it makes it really hard to defend. All good ball users, all can break lines. So I think those 3 sort of combine really well. And then Josh Ward as well. Played a lot of more inside mid, but I don't think with over the off-season he has been playing because they've put a couple players in there that you might not have expected. And me personally, I have gone with a very interesting 2 midfielders next to someone.
I know. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking... Yes. It's actually kind of awesome.
It's so much better than
It actually excites me. I'm really excited with how this midfield is looking. So,
yeah,
I'll let you take the honours because...
Okay, thank you.
I think you deserve to with this one.
Appreciate it. Lloyd Meek, obviously, is the ruckman. There has been some talk of 2 rucks in Ned Reeves, but we'll get onto that shortly. Obviously, Newcomb starts in the midfield. If
he's now co-captain.
Yeah, being co-captain, obviously. And then if Will Day plays, Will Day's in the midfield. This is more of a round 1 prediction for Hawthorn specifically, but if Will Day is fit, he plays. Connor McDonald, though, has been training in the midfield and looks to really be breaking out as a full-time midfielder for 2026.
I'm thinking Jordan DeGoey prime, like he found himself in the midfield a lot.
Yeah.
Connor McDonald has the spark ability that like he can get himself on the scoreboard when no one else can try and build some momentum off him. I think if he can turn himself into a more consistent player, because there's sometimes where he goes quiet, Connor McDonald, I believe, can be a fantastic midfielder if he plays that consistent role.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the one surprise, Josh Weddle.
I love this pick. I love it.
I want to see this really badly.
Yeah, I love this pick because off the half back, he's been fantastic, but he is lightning quick.
Yeah.
Lightning quick, breaks through tackles and defenders and other players, I'll say forwards, because he usually play that back role, so he usually bursts through forward packs off the rebound so well, and I think he is like a really, really useful attacking midfielder.
Yeah,
I think he will be able to burst through packs and kick goals like they're nothing.
Yeah.
Big call for this team. I think Weddle has a 4-goal game this year. I think it could happen.
I like it.
I like this. I like this Weddle choice.
I think
if he plays midfield, of course.
Yeah. Obviously that is a caveat. But again, I want to see it. No Merrett, obviously. They lost Warple is another one. CJ gone. So that halfback spot as well has opened up a little. I think if they want to win a flag without getting in another midfielder, obviously they're going to be going for Butters. They just went for Merrett. It's got to be someone like Josh Weddle coming in and really taking that role.
Yeah.
Forward line. This is a lot of... I think there's a few questions here in terms of their tools. We know what their small situations like. We know Nick Watson. We know Jack Ginnivan. How number high on your forward list?
I had him real high. I think I had him. I've had him in multiple lists before.
Yeah.
But Jack Ginnivan, I'm just very. I love the way he goes about the subtlety in his IQ. Right, you'd think he's just a pest because of how he gets on fans' nerves, but he's a legitimately very smart player. He's the only one I'll point that out for, because realistically every AFL player should be smart, but everyone just
I
thinks...
promise you,
Oh,
not
yeah,
every
no.
player is smart.
I know. The good ones should be smart. But Ginnivan has always been the sneaky one, because you think he's just a pest. You can kick goals out of packs. No, he knows how to open things up for the rest of his teammates. I think him and the Wizard are such like a match made in heaven, because they both bounce off each other so well.
Bounce?
Shut up. You always do this. Like, I'm sick of it. But the rest of the forward line, outside of those forward pairing in Moore and Ginnivan, Gunston is that centre half forward. Mitch Lewis is the full forward. Nick Watson and Kaushadir make out the rest of it, which is playing into the 3 tools rather than the 4 tools. Watson, I've also heard rumours of him maybe getting a midfield run. It's probably an unkept secret.
It's hard. It's really hard to sort of say.
It's the obvious glaring factor.
Dylan Morgan has played midfield minutes. Connor McDonald is training in there. Nick Watson has been moved around a little bit in pre-season.
But I'm not even mentioning that. I'm just saying his size could potentially see him struggle. Like, it's just an unfortunate disadvantage that he's been
100%.
cursed with. But at the same time, he's blessed as a small forward, getting that size and speed to get through scenarios that others wouldn't be able to.
Yes, 100%. Now moving on to their bench, Jack Scrimshaw as that sort of 4th defender. I think they will go slightly taller, because they do like to play 4 tools defensively at least. And obviously with Weddle moving out, that opens up the room to have him play. Cam McKenzie, again, if Will Day's there, one of the midfielders in the starting 3 comes down, and then Cam McKenzie goes out, at least I believe. I think you need Connor Nash in there as well, that sort of bigger-bodied, contested midfielder, because Newcombe doesn't always have to do it in the regular season, at least, home and away. Harry Morrison, I think, has actually become slightly underrated and doesn't get talked about a whole heap.
Very much so, very much, because I wasn't even thinking about him, honestly, when I was thinking about the way this team would look. They've honestly got so much name power that, like, some of the players in this team... Like, I was even looking at Aiden Schubert or Cam Nan, because those
Cam
two...
Nan, I could say.
Those two, I'm really... Especially Aiden Schubert. I think he has, like, the it factor about, I guess, his model player. Not necessarily his skill, per se, but I think he's got the tools to become a really gun key forward. I think it's just because they've got so many key forwards. Someone's going to have to drop... Someone's going to have to drop if Aiden wants a chance.
And that's where we come to now with the 5th spot on the bench. As I mentioned before, 2 rucks is looking like a Sam Mitchell thing he wants to try. Ned Reeves or Mabior Chol. If he wants to go pure 2 rucks, go Ned Reeves. If he wants to have the flexibility to have someone go forward, you got Mabior Chol there. I think it very much is a toss of the coin.
Some interesting things to point out as well on top of their bench. Ollie Greaves, it was somehow fell into their lap after his massive slide on draft night. He got picked up to the Hawthorn Hawks, so thankfully wasn't so disastrous. But I guess another notable name is Henry Huswaite, considering the fact that he was part of the failed Essendon trade. So I'm interested to see whether I think they'll keep him out purely because they want to try and keep his, potential locked under wraps.
If their midfield doesn't work without Will Day, I could see him getting some games early, though.
Maybe. I'd honestly look to put their younger guys in, though. Like, even younger guys than Henry Huswaite. Purely because if they're looking to try and drag in a player who in this most upcoming will either be Zach Merrett again or a Zach Butters type, Henry Huswaite, if he can play some good games in the VFL, they'll use the potential to try and entice teams to take him along. I just don't see a world where Henry Huswaite gets one in. I just thought I'd bring him up because he is a notable player within this side. There's honestly a lot of players we could talk about with this team, but Mitch Lewis is the final one I want to talk about because he's obviously been injury prone throughout his entire career due to unfortunate circumstances. Do you think Mitch Lewis could find himself out of this side?
If fully fit, no.
If fully fit, no, but I guess it all is really just super dependent on his injury status.
Absolutely.
So for his case, I really hope he does stay healthy. But the problem is, if he doesn't, there's plenty that can replace him. So fingers crossed for Mitch Lewis come season 2026. But that is the Hawthorn Hawks best 23 made by us, not zero access. We don't know what they're doing in the actual.
We don't know ball.
We don't know ball. We don't know inside knowledge ball. We know outside knowledge ball. Don't question that one. Either way, appreciate you guys tuning in. Let us know what you think Hawthorn will do in season 2026. And we appreciate you watching all the way through. Cheers, guys.